You can be loved and still feel deeply alone. They care about you. They don't mistreat you. So why do you feel empty when you're with them? If you've ever felt lonely inside a relationship, this video will explain why, and it has nothing to do with you being ungrateful or broken. Let's talk about something people rarely admit out loud. There are relationships where nothing is technically wrong. There's no cheating, no abuse, no big fights. The other person says they love you, they stay. They're present, at least physically, and yet, you feel lonely. Not the kind of loneliness you feel when you're single. A quieter kind, a heavier one, the kind that makes you question yourself. You start wondering, why do I feel like this when I'm loved? Why do I feel unseen even though someone is right here? Am I asking for too much? And most people never find the answer, because they're told the same thing over and over again. At least you're loved. But psychology tells us something very different. Here's the truth that feels uncomfortable at first. Love and loneliness are not opposites. They can exist in the same relationship, at the same time. Someone can love you in the way they know how, and still fail to meet you in the way you need. And this is where confusion begins, because when you're unloved, the pain makes sense. But when you're loved and still hurting, your mind has nowhere to place that pain. So it turns inward. You start blaming yourself. Psychology makes an important distinction that most people never talk about. Love is an emotion. Being seen is an experience. Love can exist silently, but being seen requires active presence. Being seen means someone notices your emotional shifts. Someone responds to your inner world. Someone doesn't just hear your words, but understands the feeling behind them. When that doesn't happen, your nervous system feels alone, even if your partner is sitting right next to you. This is why loneliness inside a relationship often feels worse than loneliness alone. Because your body expected connection and didn't receive it. There is a gap that forms in many relationships, not because people stop loving each other, but because they stop attuning to each other. Attunement is the ability to emotionally tune into someone. It's not about grand gestures. It's about small moments. When you share something important and the response feels flat. When you're clearly overwhelmed, but no one asks what's wrong. When your emotions feel like an inconvenience instead of something welcomed. Over time, your mind learns something dangerous. I'm not emotionally safe to fully exist here. And that's when loneliness sets in. Here's the part most people don't realize. Loneliness isn't caused by the absence of people. It's caused by the absence of emotional recognition. You can be loved for who you are on the surface, what you provide, how you make someone feel, but still not be seen for what hurts you, what scares you, what you suppress to keep the peace. When your deeper self has no place to land, you feel invisible. And invisibility hurts more than rejection. This is where people judge themselves unfairly. They ask, if I feel so lonely, why don't I just leave? But psychology explains this clearly. You're not just attached to the person. You're attached to the hope that one day they'll finally see you the way you see them. Your mind keeps replaying moments where the connection felt real. Moments where you felt understood, even briefly. And you keep thinking, if it happened once, it can happen again. That hope keeps you emotionally invested. Another important reason this happens is emotional language. Some people love deeply, but lack the ability to express emotional presence. They weren't taught how to name feelings. They weren't taught how to sit with vulnerability. So they show love through actions, loyalty, or stability, but not through emotional responsiveness. This creates a mismatch. You're speaking the language of emotional connection. They're speaking the language of attachment or duty. Both are real, but they don't always meet. Over time, something painful happens. You stop asking for what you need. You minimize your feelings. You tell yourself you're being dramatic. You say things like, "It's not that bad." And slowly, you abandon parts of yourself to maintain the relationship. This is when loneliness becomes internal. You're not just unseen by them anymore. You're unseen by yourself. Let's be very clear about this. Wanting emotional presence is not being needy. Wanting to feel understood is not asking for too much. Wanting connection is not weakness. It's biology. Human nervous systems regulate through connection. When that regulation doesn't happen, the body feels unsafe, even in love. That's why you can feel anxious, numb, or distant without knowing why. Here's where the shift begins. Not by blaming them. Not by blaming yourself, but by understanding this simple truth. Love without emotional presence still leaves people lonely. Once you understand that, you stop asking the wrong questions. Instead of asking, why don't they love me enough? You start asking, am I being emotionally met here? That question brings clarity instead of confusion. Healing doesn't always mean leaving immediately. Sometimes it means seeing the situation clearly for the first time. It means honoring your emotional reality, recognizing what's missing without shame, understanding that love alone is not the same as connection. And sometimes, that clarity leads to difficult decisions. Other times, it leads to honest conversations. But either way, it brings you back to yourself. If you feel lonely even when someone loves you, nothing is wrong with you. Your mind and body are responding to emotional absence, not lack of gratitude. You don't need more love, you need more presence. And once you understand that difference, you stop feeling confused and start feeling grounded. Sit with that. Don't rush to fix anything tonight. Just notice what this awareness brings up in you. That's where real change begins. Before you leave, take a second to reflect on what you felt during this video. If something here made sense to you, if it put words to something you've been feeling, then you're exactly who this channel is for. This is Psychology Unlocked. Here, we talk about the mind, emotions, love, attachment, and the quiet psychological patterns people rarely explain. If you want more videos that help you understand yourself better, not surface-level facts, but deeper truths about how we think and feel, make sure to subscribe to the channel. New videos every week. No noise, no fake positivity. Just psychology that actually makes sense. I'll see you in the next one.